At exactly 9:43 p.m., phones across the city rang at the same time. No alerts, no emergency tone, just a normal incoming call. The caller ID was blank. People answered out of curiosity. Some didn't. Some declined and forgot about it immediately. Those who answered heard the same thing. A calm voice, neutral, almost polite. "This message is to confirm your presence," it said. "You may continue your routine." The call ended. Most laughed it off. A prank, a system glitch, a marketing stunt. By morning, the first person was missing. A university student. Room untouched. Phone left on the desk. No signs of struggle. Police dismissed it as unrelated. Then another person disappeared. Then another. Every missing individual had answered the call. Surveillance footage showed something unsettling. Each of them paused during the call. Not froze, not panicked. Paused, as if listening carefully. Then they nodded. No one reported fear. No distress calls were made. News outlets picked up the story when the pattern became undeniable. All disappearances occurred within 72 hours of the call. The telecom company denied involvement. No records existed. The calls did not appear in system logs. It was as if the calls had never happened. Until a hospital released internal footage. A patient answered the phone during visiting hours. After the call ended, the patient stood up, unplugged monitoring equipment, and calmly walked out of the ward. Nurses watched. No one stopped him. Later interviews revealed why. "He told us he had clearance," one nurse said. And somehow, that felt true. Psychologists suggested mass suggestion, authority bias, a shared hallucination. But that didn't explain the final discovery. An abandoned office building on the edge of the city. Inside were hundreds of people, standing, silent, facing the walls, alive, breathing, eyes open, phones in their hands. All screens showed the same message. Presence confirmed. Await further instruction. At 9:43 p.m. the next night, the phones rang again. This time, fewer people answered.
At exactly 11:59 p.m., a siren echoed across the city. It wasn't loud. It wasn't alarming. That was the problem. The sound was soft, almost gentle, like a distant warning meant for something that wasn't us. People paused. Cars slowed. Conversation stopped mid-sentence. Then it ended. Nothing happened, at least not immediately. The next morning, 7 people were reported missing. No connection. Different ages, different places, different lives. The only thing they shared was a single message sent from their phones at 12 a.m. The message contained no text, only an audio file. Authorities released a short clip to the public. The siren. The same sound everyone had heard. Experts said it was harmless. Just a frequency anomaly. The city relaxed. The siren returned a week later. This time, some people covered their ears. Some recorded it. Some smiled, strangely calm. By morning, hundreds were gone. Apartments untouched. Cars parked neatly. Food still warm on tables. Security cameras showed something disturbing. At the exact moment the siren ended, the missing people all looked up. Not at the sky, not at buildings, but slightly above eye level, as if something invisible was standing right in front of them. The third siren lasted longer. Those who heard it described a sensation, not fear, but recognition, like remembering something they were never supposed to know. Hospitals filled with people screaming that they were not finished listening. Then came the broadcast interruption. All screens went black. A message appeared. The signal is not for you. Do not try to understand it. The siren played one final time. After that night, no one disappeared, but millions began waking up at 11:59 p.m. every night, waiting, listening, because somewhere deep in their minds, something had answered the siren, and it was still counting.
Everyone in the apartment complex thought camera 7 was broken. It had been that way for years. The security monitor in the guard room showed 6 working cameras and one square of constant black static labeled Cam 7. Error. Residents joked about it. Kids dared each other to stand under it at night. The guards ignored it completely. Camera 7 pointed directly at the underground parking entrance. One night, during a heavy rainstorm, the power flickered. For less than 3 seconds, all the screens went black. When they came back on, Camera 7 was no longer static. It was working. The guard leaned closer. The image was grainy, slightly delayed, but clear enough to see the parking ramp. Water dripped from the ceiling. A car slowly rolled down and stopped. Nothing seemed wrong until the timestamp. Camera 7's time was tomorrow. The guard laughed nervously and assumed it was a system glitch. He didn't notice the figure standing behind the car. It didn't move. It didn't blink. It simply stood there, slightly too tall, its head almost brushing the concrete ceiling. 10 minutes later, the phone rang. A resident screamed that someone was standing behind her car in the parking lot. The guard froze. He looked back at Camera 7. The figure on the screen lifted its head. The timestamp jumped forward. Every time someone entered the parking area, Camera 7 showed it before it happened, always a few minutes ahead. And every time, the figure was closer to the car, closer to the person. By morning, 3 residents were missing. The police reviewed the footage later. All cameras worked perfectly, except Camera 7. Because in the official recording, it was still broken. But one last frame was saved. A clear image of the guard room from inside Camera 7.